Well, if you haven't already heard, Donald J. Trump wins the primary in North Carolina, and it appears that he's going to be cruising to the White House. Now, of course, some of the mainstream media is going to try to undermine or downplay that narrative, but you know, there's some bitter people right now, real bitter about this, and the main one is Nikki Haley because she's refusing to concede at this point, but she's setting herself up to get embarrassed in South Carolina, her home state. So you know what? I'm here for it. To the end of the day, she's trying to appease the establishment because they don't want Donald Trump. So and they're the ones they're the ones bankrolling her, in the military industrial complex. So she's gonna hold out, but she's gonna get slammed because she doesn't have a chance of beating Donald Trump. Not fair and square. That's really the reality. But you know, just so you guys can see the clip, I'm going to share the clip here of what's going on, and I'll talk a little bit more about it once you watch this clip. Okay.
The results are in, and Donald Trump victorious in tonight's New Hampshire primary, beating Nikki Haley. But it wasn't the landslide outcome that some experts had predicted.
And John Hook is live in Nashua, New Hampshire tonight with reaction to tonight's results. And John, despite those results, Nikki Haley told her supporters she is staying in the race.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Mark. I mean, the experts are often wrong. And even though some were saying maybe Donald Trump could have an Iowa-esque finish here, this was never the kind of electorate that would favor Donald Trump. It actually kind of leaned a little bit toward Nikki Haley and a moderate candidate. So she did well tonight, but let's get right to the numbers. Any way you slice it, it's a double-digit win for Donald Trump. He's at 55%, Nikki Haley at 44%. That's an 11-point swing with more than 75% of the vote in New Hampshire. If it weren't anyone but Donald Trump, that's a big win in politics. Double digits, that's a big win, and he looks to be cruising to the nomination. Now, New Hampshire voters today, they turned out. There was a lot of discussion about social issues. There was a lot of discussion about immigration, the economy. They turned out in big numbers, and this has really been a two-person race ever since Ron DeSantis dropped out earlier this week. It's Donald Trump and Nikki Haley. And right now, the party is coalescing around Donald Trump. The holdout is Nikki Haley. And Donald Trump will have to do something to try to bring her into the fold. Tonight may not do it. Nikki Haley, as you mentioned, Mark, vowing to continue on. This was what she said tonight.
I want to congratulate Donald Trump on his victory tonight. He earned it, and I want to acknowledge that. Now, you've all heard the chatter among the political class. They're falling all over themselves, saying this race is over. It's not over. Well, I have news for all of them. New Hampshire is first in the nation. It is not the last in the nation. This race is far from over. There are dozens of states left to go. And the next one is my sweet state of South Carolina.
So Nikki Haley putting a good spin on it, but the map frankly does not favor her moving forward. Even in South Carolina a month from now, that's a state where she was governor and a popular governor there, but she is trailing Donald Trump in any poll you see there so far, and there hasn't been a lot, by 20 to 30 points. So you wonder if she will want to face kind of a humiliation there if those numbers hold. Now, Donald Trump, he spoke tonight as well. He took some shots at Nikki Haley.
Oh, what a great victory. But then somebody ran up to the stage all dressed up nicely when it was at 7, but now I just walked up and it's at 14. but she ran up when it was 7. And, you know, we have to do what's good for our party. And she was up, and I said, wow, she's doing like a speech like she won. She didn't win, she lost. And, you know, last week we had a little bit of a problem. And if you remember, Ron was very upset because she ran up and she pretended she won Iowa. And I looked around, I said, didn't she come in 3rd? Yeah, she came in 3rd. And then I looked at the polls. She was talking about most winnability, who's going to win, and I had one put up. I don't know if you see it, but I have one put up. We've won almost every single poll in the last 3 months against crooked Joe Biden, almost every poll. And she doesn't win those polls.
Well, if you talk about how your opponents view you, the Joe Biden campaign tonight said that Donald Trump has all but locked up the Republican nomination and that this is going to be a fight again between Donald Trump and Joe Biden. They didn't mention Nikki Haley. They talked about Donald Trump. As for Joe Biden, as you know, he skipped New Hampshire, waging a write-in campaign here, and he did win tonight, but Dean Phillips actually came in at a pretty strong second. He outperformed expectations, the Minnesota congressman who'd really been campaigning hard here, but Joe Biden wins it. He won't get any delegates out of here because they skipped this primary. For now, it looks like Trump v. Biden. We're going to get it again, guys. It looks
Well, you folks see it there. You know, people out here trying to, you know, she's going to sit here and try to dig under rocks for the nomination. Because I guess if her donors don't care, I guess why should she, right? Well, you know what? It looks like a landslide is coming this year, guys. And you know what? I ain't got no problem with it. I know some of you probably do, but you know what? I got a different thought process about this whole thing. I think that this is going to be beneficial. Sit there right now. Another 4 years of Joe Biden is more like having Weekend at Bernie's for president. And if you want to embarrass yourselves and go along with that, go right ahead, because I can tell you right now, I'm not. Because I can tell you right now, our pockets were doing significantly better in 2016 to 2020 than 2020 up till now. And I think a lot of you will say the same things. The ones that are here working, you know, 3 jobs to pay your bills, high gas prices, mass inflation, all the other, you know, things going on with this. Hey, increasing taxes too, let's be real. Particularly on people with good credit buying new houses. So I know some of you folks probably ain't never thinking that far, but you probably should be, because I got news for you. Thinking that the government's going to take somebody else's money and give you so you can sit on your ass, them days is over with. All these welfare queens, it's going to be real bad for you. If it already isn't at this point, it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse for you. You might want to do religion. Because the religion of the welfare state and thinking that the government's going to save you, is going to take care of you, that's over with. Because they'd rather give their money to Israel, Ukraine, any other country in the military-industrial complex before they give you anything to the very people who are the ones that are here, the working class people, the American taxpayer that's actually, they're robbing for the money. And you think you're going to get your little piece of it? You're going to be sad and mistaken. So, you know what? I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see it. So, anyway, that's it for that. We'll see what happens in the upcoming months. It's going to be fun. Let's see what happens.